Daybreak.
It's moving day. We're at UMC Brackenridge this morning as staff relocate to the new Dell Seton Hospital. And will Texas public schools get more funding? The Senate is expected to vote on a school finance bill today, but their version has something many House representatives aren't fans of. Plus, President Donald Trump is on day 2 of his overseas trip. Meanwhile, former FBI Director James Comey prepares to testify before the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee. Good morning, and thank you for watching KVUE Weekend Daybreak. I'm Ashley Godot in for Jenny Lee. It is 7 o'clock Sunday, May 21st. Let's start with getting a check on the weather. Lene Meyer joins us from the Weather Center with what we're tracking. Good morning, Lene.
Hi, Ashley. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yesterday some showers and thunderstorms through the area. But a lot of us just kind of saw that 1 or 2 passing storms and then sort of quiet the rest of the night. That's how we're starting this morning with mostly cloudy skies, not a lot of rain in the area right now. 72 currently at Bergstrom, Camp Mabry at 71. We did have a cold front move through yesterday, kind of put a touch of coolness to the air, but that humidity is definitely on the high side, so we don't really get much of that coolness today. What we are seeing some storms near moving into McLennan County, but here in central Texas, we're pretty quiet right now. Again, mostly cloudy skies. But we will be tracking the opportunity for more thunderstorms later today. Again, area-wide temperature starting in the upper 60s, low 70s. And I think today we should make it to the mid-80s to upper 80s. Over the next few hours, not too bad, but looking for mostly cloudy skies, some hit-and-miss showers and thunderstorms. And Ashley, we're not done with the rain after today, too. In fact, tomorrow looks like it could be a very wet day. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
We certainly could use that rain, yes. So we won't knock it. All right, thank you so much, Lene. Well, a big change is happening this morning. University Medical Center Brackenridge will transfer all of its patients across the street to the new Seton Dell Medical Center at UT. That process starts in about an hour. KVUE's Jason Puckett is there right now. Jason, tell me how things are going over there.
Well, good morning, Ashley. Things are going great over here. We're standing outside the Dell Seton Medical Center, and some cool news as this broadcast started, the ER here officially opened. So the folks at UMC Brackenridge are about to be brought over here, and let's show you, they have about 14 ambulances out here today getting ready for that process. Again, many of you may not realize, but UMC Brackenridge is actually just 1 street south of this new facility, this building right here on the corner, and there's about 100 to 115 patients over here today that are going to have to be moved over individually to this new location, which is completely ready for them. And joining us now, Dr. Tom Cavin, the Chief Medical Officer of this new facility. First off, congratulations on this new opening, and then can you walk us through how long a process this has been getting us here?
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, we've been working with an outside firm, RTKL, for about 1.5 years, really choreographing this move. I can really tell you it's down to kind of military precision at this point. Everything's kind of planned out to the minute. We've got 14 ambulances and one additional EMS unit as reserve in case anything breaks down. They've got mechanics here in case any of their units break down. And we're just going to run them constantly until all the patients are out of the old hospital and into this one.
And when you look at this building compared to that building, we're talking brand new, state-of-the-art. What new opportunities will this allow?
Well, it really supports much more advanced surgery than the old hospital did. The rooms are bigger, for one thing. They're much higher tech. They're geared to be able to video everything that goes on. There's cameras actually in the light towers, so that the very best view from a surgical procedure can be beamed across the street here to the medical school or across the world, or preserved on videotape and let another specialist review the case with you. So it's really geared to be able to kind of connect providers, connect patients and providers well.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
And Ashley, we're going to be out here for the next bit of the morning, actually following some of the folks as they transfer from Brackenridge over here, getting some of the new footage of the new facility for you. We'll have that on KVUE News a little bit later today. For now, here live at Dell Seton, I'm Jason Puckett, KVUE News.
All right, thank you so much, Jason. Definitely an exciting time over there. And we want to tell you there are a lot of road closures in that area while the move is happening. Red River Street is closed from MLK Boulevard to Health South Rehab Hospital and Brick Oven restaurant. 15th Street is also closed from I-35 to Trinity Street. All roads will reopen at midnight tonight. But if you have an emergency, the ER is open despite all of those closures. Now, President Donald Trump starting day 2 of his trip in the Middle East. He is still in Saudi Arabia this morning, where he's expected to talk about extremism in Islam during a speech to regional leaders today. Then he'll make his way to Israel. He's also planning to stop at the Vatican, Brussels, and Sicily during his 8-day trip. And while the president is abroad, several damaging stories are breaking back here at home. Ousted FBI Director James Comey will testify in public before the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee after Memorial Day. ABC's Ariel Rashif has more on this and the reports of a controversial meeting with Russian officials.
President Trump getting a royal welcome from Saudi Arabia's royal leader, King Salman. Honored with lavish pomp and circumstance, including the kingdom's highest award. Melania Trump, like Michelle Obama, not wearing the traditional headscarf. The president having no trouble with this tradition, a Saudi dance symbolizing peace after war, brandishing a sword along with his secretaries of state and commerce. Then to business, a deal for the Saudi kingdom to buy $350 billion in U.S. military equipment and services.
Hundreds of billions of dollars of investments into the United States and jobs, jobs, jobs.
Meanwhile, James Comey is getting set to go public. He'll testify before a Senate committee after Memorial Day. One big question, why did Mr. Trump fire him? He told top Russian diplomats the next day, "I just fired the head of the FBI. He was crazy, a real nut job," Trump boasted, according to an official summary of the meeting read to the New York Times by an American official. "I faced great pressure because of Russia. That's taken off." In an interview for This Week with George Stephanopoulos, National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster offering an explanation.
The intent of that conversation was to say, what I'd like to do is move beyond all of the Russia news so that we can find areas of cooperation.
And ABC News has learned that the investigation into Russian meddling has now spread to the president's inner circle, with a senior White House aide now considered a person of interest. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
In the 85th Texas legislature, lawmakers working on a Sunday to pass some key pieces of legislation. Senators will gavel in tonight at 7. They're expected to vote on House Bill 21, reforming school finance. But the Senate version of the bill has a major change. They added in education savings accounts, also called vouchers, for special needs students. ESAs have been a tough sell in the House, where representatives killed a bill aimed at offering them to all students. The House will meet at 2 this afternoon. And the House took its final vote on an anti-abortion bill yesterday. Senate Bill 8 bans a second trimester procedure some call partial birth abortions and makes it a felony to perform one. Federal law already bans that type of abortion. It also bans so-called dismemberment abortions, requires remains be cremated or buried, and prohibits the sale or donation of fetal tissue obtained through an elective abortion. The regular session for the legislature ends on Memorial Day, so what's left to do? Well, the Texas Constitution only requires lawmakers do one thing: pass a budget. And they were so close. Yesterday, Senate Finance Committee Chair Jane Nelson announced the House and Senate reached a deal. They were set to vote, but according to our partners at the Statesman, Governor Greg Abbott made a last-minute demand. He wants more money for the economic development program run by his office. Lawmakers were meeting until 1 o'clock this morning trying to work that in, but haven't released the final numbers as of yet. And we want to send a big congratulations this morning to the newest University of Texas graduates. Over 9,000 students received their diplomas, finishing off the celebratory weekend at the UT commencement last night. One special graduate we spoke to, Cecilia Lopez, studied nursing. She says her sister, Natalia, who was diagnosed with cancer at 14, was her inspiration to join the medical field. Natalia spent several months at a children's hospital in Houston. She received a bone marrow transplant, but relapsed 98 days later.
She ended up in the pediatric ICU for a few weeks and unfortunately passed away in October of 2009. And so, you know, that experience, it was definitely life-changing.
Now, despite the heartbreaking experience, Lopez says she can still remember the good times at the hospital, particularly with her sister's nurses.
There's nothing to do. We would play jokes on them or like have them tell stories, or we tell them stories. And, you know, now looking back and knowing all the responsibilities nurses have to do, I'm like in awe that they had time to do all that.
Now she hopes to be the exact same thing for another family. Lopez graduated with honors Friday. She will be part of the ICU nursing staff at the Dallas Children's Hospital. Eventually, she hopes to become a pediatric oncology nurse. Well, tomorrow, officers will start a click it or ticket enforcement period here in Central Texas. It's preparation for Memorial Day weekend when lots of people are expected to be traveling. Officers will ticket drivers and passengers who aren't buckled up and those who don't have children in the correct booster seat. The enforcement period lasts for 2 weeks until June 4th.